No be small thing, no. Finally, it won't happen. Obasajo don't confirm am. Division of Nigeria don't say it. When I tell you, I say before the ECA runs down, everything we did talk about Nigeria go just come to an end. And Tinubu will be the last president. Prophecy don't go before they talk. Say they don't talk and so many times say Tinubu go be the last president. And many people still they argue. They think say this election go hold. This election no go hold. From waiting Obasanjo talk for this video. Pay attention. What this video from the start to the end. The ending side, in fact, from the middle side, then talk so many things will be say good is soon they happen as time goes on. So pay attention. What this video from the start to the end. There's another video or follow-up video where we say you go understand more about this division on how this thing will just take a key start. So share this video to everyone so that everybody go there alert of waiting what happen. Division we talk about don't come because everybody don't already know say we are not one in this country. Even politicians they know, and even politicians know what US won't can do for Nigeria. She be I tell you and I say they don't sanction Tinubu for UK and US, and a lot of things don't they go on that ground. We be say they don't want exposure. It's hardly you see all those news spreading around because of the kind of money we be say they don't lobby so many people. We be say may they not talk the truth where they go on. So Obasanjo don't expose everything. Pay attention and share this video to the end so that everybody will see what they happen.
No matter what religion you belong to, no matter where you come from, no matter what profession, we Nigerians are being killed. And our governments seem to be incapable of protecting us. We are part of the world community. If our government cannot do it, we have right to call on the international community to do for us what our government cannot do for us. And for anybody to say because those who are being killed belong to this region, belong to this religion, belong to this tribe, and then others too are being killed, cannot be an acceptable excuse. Before I left government, I know we had capacity to pick up anybody in Nigeria who commits crime anywhere. The capacity that we didn't have then is after we have identified and located such a criminal, we have no capacity to be able to pick him up without moving on land or by air. Now we have capacity. With drones, you can sniff them up. You can take them out. Why are we not doing that? Why are we apologizing? Why are we negotiating?
Very soon, bandits will be in the Senate and the House of Reps because Nigerians are paying them tax. If we look at the progression of insecurity in Nigeria in the past 3.5 years, places that we never thought they will go to, they are in Niger, they are in Kwara, they are progressing downwards into Nigeria. You see what they are doing. They come at will in Benue, in Plateau. Mr. President promised the victims in Plateau 2 weeks ago, it will never happen again. These people had the audacity to make it happen again the next day. They are daring the state. They are taunting us. When they kill our soldiers, they wear the uniform of our military and armed forces and go to what is called a mediation arrangement with government, bodies to say they are mediating with this. In Katsina, this bandit wore the uniform of this assistant commissioner that died on duty in action. And he wore his uniform and came with his gun to the mediation and went home without consequences. So you are now situating it with the situation of the state. Of course they are doing it. They are on social media. We know their handles. They don't even care to cover their faces. They send notices. And they come on the day of the notice and they execute. Now they are overrunning brigades, not brigades in urban areas, brigade in the theater of war. And they overrun the brigade. They kill our generals like every other day. Our colonels, we are missing the best of our assets because, first of all, we don't have the decisiveness to ensure that we do the needful in terms of the resource allocation. I agree. You see, you can allocate whatever money you want to allocate. But where are the outcomes? What are we doing about it? And if people fail in their responsibilities, we don't see heads rolling. In other countries, just one incident is enough to take out ministers, is enough to take out garrison commanders and have new ones in there. That is the only way you can have a sure-footed movement out of this issue. As it is today, build up to 2027 election, we have been politicizing, what do you call it, insecurity. The ruling party condescends about it, makes it look as if it's no issue, and then the opposition use it to posture while people are dying every day. This is an existential issue that we should take seriously across party lines, and we will deal with it. Otherwise, like I said earlier, it will still come down. You see, I said it in another sister station. Very soon, bandits will be in the Senate and the House of Reps because Nigerians are paying them tax. In the north, it is so bad that people are beginning to have confidence in them. They go to them for mediation. They go to them for protection. And we are saying we are making progress, and we are saying we should not talk about it.
Can they obtain guns at all?
The Christians and the citizens are only allowed to obtain homemade shotguns, which are very...
But the terrorists, they can have...
The terrorists are running around breaking Nigerian gun law every day with AK-47 strapped to their backs, riding around their motorcycles. But if they see a Christian obtain an AK-47, if they see them obtain a non-homemade shotgun, they get arrested and they get their guns confiscated. Even village security team leaders have been arrested for defending their villages while they let the terrorists roam by.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're all doing great today. You know, I've been trying to make this video, and I don't know. Please bear with me. So, 2 days ago, I believe, another 700 plus so-called repentant terrorists were reintegrated into the Nigerian society. And you need to understand that the term reintegration is diabolically deceptive, because you do not reintegrate someone into a place they never originally came from. These murderers, these genocidal murderers, these killers, these terrorists are at best mercenaries who were in the past used by authoritarian regimes in Nigeria, who brought them into Nigeria to come and cause trouble, to come and help them win elections, or to kill Christians like they did during the Biafran War. These are mercenaries. They have always been in the business of killing, and Nigeria had always patronized them. But this time around, they have this genius Islamization program that allows them there now to come and kill Christians in Nigeria. And after killing, they don't just kill and leave. They now stay and they naturalize and they become citizens without going through any due process. In fact, they become citizens on a platter of gold. Let me see if I can help you understand. Round about 2015, we had a president, a Christian president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And I have all the evidence and record that Jonathan was the only president in Nigerian history since the time of Boko Haram, since we began to experience terrorism in Nigeria, the only president who ever attempted to eliminate Boko Haram. And he was in the process of doing it. And we have all the proof, everything. Even Al Jazeera has a report to this effect. And what did we get? Rather than encourage him to return and continue ruling Nigeria, economy was good, security was getting better, everything was looking good. The Obama administration and his Democrat Party met with the opposition, which is now the ruling party that has overseen the mass industrial scale genocidal murdering of Christians. They liaised with them, partnered with them, and then kicked out the president that was doing so well in Nigeria, and then brought a jihadi, a non-jihadi, an Islamic fundamentalist as the president of Nigeria in the person of Muhammad Buhari. Obama literally commandeered Jonathan out of power so that jihadi president or Buhari would become the president of Nigeria. That's why David Axelrod's organization was sent into Nigeria. David Plouffe, who was Obama campaign manager, was the one who came with them. And they brought their entire team. Please give me 1 second, okay? Yeah. And they brought their entire team into Nigeria to come and create what we now know as the APC. This party that is so diabolically wicked that the only way Nigeria survives today is for this APC to die. That's what the Democrats came to create in Nigeria. And that was the vehicle that brought Buhari to power. And the moment Buhari came into power, one of the first things he did was set in motion a program called Operation Safe Corridor. Operation Safe Corridor is also known as the Repentant terrorist program, where these genocidal terrorists from different parts of Africa who have violated the territorial integrity of Nigeria in the process of coming into Nigeria to kill, they are allowed to disembowel pregnant women on a large scale, pull out their babies and slaughter and cut the babies in pieces. They are allowed to decapitate and amputate, to cut people into pieces like meat sold in the market. They are allowed to go into Christian villages, take over entire locations, take over homelands, farmlands, kidnap people in hundreds. Children are raped random like there is nobody's business. You take their mothers and you turn them into breeding machines. Take the young girls and marry them out at such a tender age. And their men, you kill them. The young boys, you radicalize them and convert all of them into Muslims. Few days ago, Boko Haram just released a video of over 400 Christians they took. They have converted all of them into Muslims by force. The ones that survived. Anybody who refused to be converted got killed like an animal. So after doing all of this, the people who do this are pulled out of the killing fields, even when they are not asking for it. They are pulled out and sent into a very cozy, beautiful place where they call rehabilitation center, where they are provided with everything they need. And after just about 2 or 3 months or so, they are pulled out through an elaborate ceremony. They are brought out and shown to the whole country and said, hey, these are the guys who were killing. They have now repented. They will now be reintegrated into the society. And now they allow these guys to join the military, to join the police, to join customs, to join the Navy, to join the Air Force, to join the civil service in Nigeria, to become anything. In fact, one military officer in Nigeria once spoke to them and said, you can actually become the president of Nigeria. Murderers, genocidal killers who have been groomed, radicalized from infancy. And you're telling me that just within 2 months you have de-radicalized them and you are now sending them to go and fight with those who were tasked with killing them, which is why so many Nigerian soldiers have broken with the due process of being in the army to make videos to report and say, hey, why are we bringing these repentant whatever into our midst? They are the reason why we get sabotaged all the time. Look at how many Nigerian soldiers die on daily and weekly basis, all because of internal sabotage. One brigadier general just died, who was due for retirement, and he died only 1 week after another general was killed. Soldiers have come out on their own to admit. Soldiers have also come out to say that whenever they spotted terrorists in the forest and decided to engage, that whenever they asked for authorization to engage, the authorities over them will say, don't engage the terrorists yet. How can you see the people that we are borrowing money and collecting weapons from all over the world to kill? You see them now to show that you have to kill them, which is why you are in the forest. Your commander will tell you, don't kill them. Do you not see what is going on? Do you not see that this is a migration, forceful migration to displace our people, to displace our service people and replace them with terrorists, so that before you know it, we have a terrorist military, a terrorist police, a terrorist immigration, terrorists everywhere. They will just wear uniform and you think they are normal people. You don't know these are the same terrorists who have been killing your people in the bush. They are the ones you're now dealing with in uniform. This is what is happening. No wonder every day, look at how many times this shameful act has happened, where the military is caught framing the Igbo people of the eastern part of Nigeria. You brought videos that were referring to some other people. You claim is in Igbo land. 2, 3, 4, how many times? Now police has joined them. A criminal that was outed in the UK, they went and squeezed Igbo name there, because we are no longer dealing with proper normal Nigerians or people. We are now dealing with infiltrated units and services in Nigerian service units. So you don't even know who is behind all this thing, whether they are the terrorists that have infiltrated all these places. You are pardoning them on such a large scale. But Nnamdi Kanu from eastern Nigeria, because he's an Igbo man, is languishing in jail in Sokoto. Nnamdi Kanu, you guys claim for what he said, he is going to be in jail. But killers who are still killing, who still owe allegiance to their commanders in the forest, who are still loyal to their commanders in the bush, you are pardoning them. And you will still pardon more. The time has come for all of us to rise up.
Tulumbu property in UK, not only in UK, in all Europe, is about to be taken. Don't provoke. Say, he say for this Nnamdi Kanu matter, if Tulumbu do not release Nnamdi Kanu, he said they go collect all his property as they don't already take him to international court. Omo, no be small thing, they say the matter don't change. I go play the video, make you listen from beginning to end, so they can understand the key points of what this man talk here before we come back and continue. Stay tuned.
Good afternoon, viewers across the continent of Africa. And good afternoon, the rest of the globe, wherever you are watching this clip. Thank you very much for continued support on this platform, where I raise pertinent issues on African affairs. I have been very, very consistent on the question of a country or countries adhering to the court orders that are issued by international courts or are issued by local courts, because that's the only way to build our institutions that need to be firm in order for a better Africa. I will address you on the question of a country called Nigeria. I have no personal feelings against anyone in Nigeria except those who break the law. Sometime in 2021, under the administration of President Buhari, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted at night, renditioned out of African country without the knowledge of that African country, without the authorities knowing, against all international obligations, taken out of Kenya, removed, manhandled, beaten, molested, and delivered in commando style, Gestapo style, into Abuja. The government where he was abducted from did not know until they had reports. However, most of us sprang to action later on. We have gone to African courts of peoples and human rights to put our cases, to put the case of Nnamdi Kanu. He was charged, trumped up charges of terrorism and other things that were heaped, where evidence was corrupted, because some of the people who handled the evidence, as you know, Nigeria at the moment is a mixture, a cocktail of terrorists, some of them who have repentant terrorists who have joined the government, working as intelligence officers. From 2021, a court in Kenya issued a judgment calling for the return of this gentleman from Abuja back to Nairobi. The government of President Buhari, as you know, came to an end. He handed over power to Tinubu, and Buhari later on died. The baton of handing over and implementing this order remains up to today in terms of international law in the hands of President Tinubu. Mr. Nnamdi Kanu should have not gone under any judgment or under court process anywhere, because the procedure of him being delivered there was wrong. You all know what the judge in Nigeria mentioned. A useless judge. I think God only is the one who can determine his destiny, not me. Things went, we have gone, and the lawyers of Nnamdi Kanu, plus many other people, most of us have not kept quiet. We have petitioned the British government. We have asked the government of Britain to intervene, because Mr. Nnamdi Kanu was a British national at the time of his arrest or rendition from the third country to another one of the Commonwealth. We have written to the Commonwealth. We have written to every angle. We wrote, we filed, the lawyers filed a case in the United Nations Court of Arbitrary Arrest against arbitrary arrest. The judgment was entered, and the government of Nigeria was told by that opinion, which is well grounded in law, of international law and aspect of the performance of any nation that is under United Nations Charter, to implement. The government of Nigeria to date, as we speak, by the time we went yesterday to courts or to notify them, have not answered back, they went ahead, convicted Mr. Nnamdi Kanu to life in prison. It is the same thing they did to the 10 Naira. They worked with Paul Obiya, got this gentleman. You can see it is the same nation. Cross-border incursions onto an ICC organization where refugees have gone. A crime committed by Nigeria again, which the chief prosecutor of International Criminal Court should have reported Nigeria to the International Criminal Security Council for having allowed its territory to be used by people who came to abduct refugees under the Geneva Convention. He didn't do that. Now, Nigeria, the judgment came out, the opinion was very clear, release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, return him, make reparations for him, and make it good so that he returns, he can face justice. But this was not the proper way to abduct a person at night, take him, fix him, release him. The Nigerian court refused. Nigerian court also ordered that this should not be the same One court ordered, they took him to another court, they removed him to another court, they took him back to the other court until it became very toxic. In a nutshell, the opinion of the United Nations Court of Arbitrary Arrest is very clear. It needs enforcement. And the people have not been able to take these steps that I have taken yesterday. And yesterday I've been searching for what the court would ask me, what do you want to be done? I have researched, got all the documents regarding the Nigerian embassy, the properties that they have in the United Kingdom, so that when it comes to reinforcement or enforcement, through any other means, we shall get those properties. So I've been doing that homework voluntarily until now. We got yesterday, on behalf of Pan-African Forum and associates, many of us who studied international law, experts of us who are very fluent. We do it for the sake of Africa. We do it for Bourbono. We use our resources. We have not asked anyone to give us a penny. We have done it, and I've done it myself. Because this young man needs help. And we shall get that help through the courts. We have filed the final notes, the final notes before litigation. We have served the Nigerian government yesterday, and they have received it in the Ministry of Justice, and the government of Britain also copied, and other courts. Therefore, next move we shall move is litigation of why the order was not implemented. Why the orders of the court were not implemented. Why is it? 2 orders. You remember, the Kenyan court is still waiting. They gave even the damages for a man who had been just harassed. They didn't know that somebody had used their territory to do some dubious mafia work, which Mr. Leti Buhari, may his soul go completely away from earth, and no history should be written for him ever on earth, because he overthrew the government. The first one pretended to be a Democrat. He even abducted Umar Diko. We know this. Some people in Africa don't know this history. This man abducted Umar Diko in London. All of us went there when we were in London. We went and saw a plane. Everybody on TV was shocked. And Buhari. These people from that country, Nigeria, abduct people. They kill people. They abduct if they find you. So any country in the world dealing with Nigeria, using Nigerian intelligence to say you are putting a case like this case of Finland man, a government in Finland. Which intelligence are you using, you Finland? This fake one, the one where they get AI videos and place them here. No competent court in Europe. And I'm waiting for that case of Simon Epa. I want to earn international fame for defeating them on that case in the European Court of Human Rights. I'm waiting for you. I will not leave. Don't tell me, don't do this, don't do for this. I am not. You don't employ me. I make my decision to defend the people. I defend the people for their rights. You cannot lock up a man when you have used wrong intelligence of Nigerian government, where government has got terrorists inside. Where did they get this evidence? Corrupted. Now they are planting things because the appeal is coming. We are ready for you. We have been ready. The other time it was the people from Europe who present, but this time we are many. Many of us voluntarily, we shall pour in that courts. In all courts, we are going to pour in courts. Mr. Tinubu, listen, adhere to the court orders, release this guy. Whichever format you use, whether you pardon him, whether you release him, it's up to you. But me, We have now got all the data of your properties in London. We are going to get it. Watch my lips. Let me remove the glasses. We shall get it. The law here is very clear. Ask Paul Biya whether he can come to have medicine in London. Give Paul Biya 2 planes to fly in. And even you're coming to London recently, we had to waiver. We had to be asked to waiver for you not to be touched. Otherwise, our summons were ready. So do the right thing. You have gone to school. You are not like Buhari. You have gone to school. You are not a soldier. Release this guy. Let's not get bad name in the Commonwealth, bad name everywhere, bad name Nigeria. There is this woman there's a woman in the UN called Dr. Amina Mohammed. That lady there. You live in UN, the same institution you preside over. Someone has refused to adhere to the UN court. And then you say you are from Nigeria. I'm Assistant Secretary General, my foot. You are one of the most, in fact, your data, when I start throwing it around, you will not like it. Because I am very pissed off with some of the people from this country, especially those who get leadership. They don't speak for their people. Another one in Britain that I'm conservative. She's not speaking for her own people. We have to speak for you. Another one in the WTO, she doesn't speak for her people. You also in the UN, you don't. I am coming for you people. You have to be extremely patriotic. Speak for your country. This is a good country with a population. Christians are being killed. They are being killed for real. People, moderate Muslims are being wiped out. In all these places, are we waiting for what to happen in order to intervene? Thank you very much. For us, we have done our job. We are not fighting anybody. We are not against. We don't know what they do. We don't have guns. We are not affiliated to anybody. We don't like violence. So anybody trying to fight, we are fighting the government of Nigeria using the brains, not violence, not guns. So we shall use the legal means available to speak out for those who cannot speak, the voiceless. Thank you very much. On behalf of Pan-African Forum and Associates, we will meet you. If you don't reply, if you don't do something about it, you know there's something happening about it. Thank you. God bless you. Watch and distribute this clip to reach Mr. Tinubu. I have no problem with you. Nothing. But I have a problem with you failing to adhere to court orders. Please, this was not your problem, Mr. Tinubu. This was Mr. Buhari's problem. Wash hands like a Pontius Pilate. Wash the hands. I find no case with Jesus. But if it is the Roman law, take him. I have nothing. I think wherever Pontius Pilate is near the God's right hand side. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Africa. Ciao.
Mr. Speaker, last week a Christian family of 8 was killed in Nigeria. 2 weeks ago on Palm Sunday, an attack on a mostly Christian Nigerian town left 28 dead. Since 2009, Boko Haram and others have waged a brutal campaign attacking Christians in Nigeria. Millions have been displaced, villages destroyed, churches burned, and entire families murdered. Reports indicate over 7,000 Christians were massacred in 2025 alone. 3 churches on average are being destroyed every day, with over 18,000 churches destroyed since 2009. These attacks aren't just political disputes, they're violent attacks against innocent people just because they're Christians. Canada must speak out and stand up for the persecuted Christians and push the international community to act. Freedom of worship and conscience are core Canadian values that we can't ignore. To our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, we haven't forgotten about you. Stay strong, keep the faith.
And now that the Hormuz Strait situation is almost over, I received a call from NATO asking if we would like some help. Thank you very much, NATO. And I told them I would have liked your help 2 months ago, but now I really don't want your help anymore. Because they were absolutely useless when we needed them. But actually, we never needed them. They needed us. They need us. They need us so badly. You know, it's a little bit like if you're a politician. It's hard to believe I'm a politician, but after I won, people came up to me, "Sir, I'd like to make a major contribution to your campaign." And I said, "Listen, just so you understand, campaign contributions after I won don't count. Okay, they don't count. And NATO after we won, that doesn't count either. It's the same thing." But you have to remember that because we spend hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We spend money. We spend, I would say, in many cases, close to $1 trillion over a couple of years, $1 trillion to help them. And we're always helping them. And this was just a military excursion. This isn't the big time. You know, we built a military so great. I'm so proud of it. It's one of the, including Space Force. You know, you see all of that. When you see those rockets go one, look up there, there's Space Force. We all created Space Force. It didn't exist. We were losing to China and to Russia in space, and now we're so far ahead of them both, you wouldn't believe it. But yesterday, on top of it all, we achieved what everyone said was impossible, an unprecedented ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, and that hasn't taken place in 78 years. 78 years. Our deal with Iran is not in any way tied to Lebanon, but we will make Lebanon great again. I mean, it's about time we've sort of, the world has forgotten them, and they're good people who have lived like hell for a long period of time, and hopefully the situation with Hezbollah will get straightened out quickly. But I want to thank the country of Pakistan and its great prime minister and its great field marshal. He's our great field marshal. Two fantastic people for helping. They really are terrific people. And I also want to thank Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait. They've been amazing. They've all helped tremendously, tremendously. And it took courage for them. Not easy, not easy. They were living with what they call the bully of the Middle East. They had the bully. Iran was the bully of the Middle East. They're not the bully anymore. With the help of everyone here today, this has been by far the most successful first year of any administration in the history of our country, acknowledged by everybody.
So waiting on I think about the video, don't forget to drop your opinion at the comment section and share this video to everyone on every social media platform. It's very, very important. Share this video so that everybody go see what they go on and how this issue of Biafra go de actualize. Thank you.